What up, everybody? It's your boy Adrian, and I'm back once again for another video. I'm back. I told you guys I'm providing you a lot of content, and there's been a lot going on in the sports world, especially with my favorite teams. And today we are here to talk about the Michigan Wolverines. Yes, it's been almost 2 weeks since the heartbreaking loss in the Fiesta Bowl to the TCU Horned Frogs, who eventually lost to the defending champion Georgia Bulldogs, who just went back-to-back and have looked unstoppable, especially in that game. They did actual colossal throttling of TCU, and that made me even more heartbroken that the fact that the Wolverines could not get in that game. Probably wouldn't have won, as you can see how good Georgia is. They're loaded at every position, and just right now they are a factory, and they are the team to beat in college football in the program where everybody seems to want to be. On to other things, as we look to approach and head into this 23 offseason and season, the Jim Harbaugh rumors have floated hard. He didn't come out after a few days after, and then last week he came out with a statement said he's ready to be back and he'll be back. And I said, okay, we'll put it to bed. But then again, over this last few days, more rumors have circulated. Jim Harbaugh is interviewing with the Denver Broncos. He talked to Carolina. He's talked to a few guys. But I think if he does leave, the job will be the Denver Broncos. Now, they've interviewed guys like David Shaw, Sean Payton, a couple other guys. But here's my thing with the whole Jim Harbaugh situation. One is the fact that, hey, I can't stop the man. If he wants to really go back to the NFL, then he does. He could be tired of NIL. He could be tired of them lowballing on his contract. These official details have not came out yet. But if Michigan wants him to stay, they're going to have to pay him. They're going to have to deal with his quirkiness and how he rolls. But my thing is, hey, make a decision right now if you're going to leave or you're not. I'm not going to be happy if he leaves, but if he leaves, then, hey, he's doing the best was for him and his family, and I can't be mad at that, and I can't be mad. But the program needs an answer sooner rather than later instead of holding on to these things and waiting. Two is the biggest thing in my factors is hurting recruiting. Now, we didn't have a top 10 class recruiting-wise, which we should have had, because we need that in order to beat the Georgias, the Bamas, the Ohio States, the Clemsons, the Florida States, the Miamis who's upcoming, all these upcoming teams as well, too. But we have to take advantage and momentum into this recruiting class, and we should get more of these top 4 and 5-star guys because Georgia has, they have an 80-man plus roster, have 60 of the guys are 4 and 5-star guys, and we have maybe 25, 30. That's not going to cut it wise when it comes to depth. In the top tier, we're going to wear down. We're not going to be able to do that. So Jim Harbaugh needs to come to a solution. I mean, hey, we'll see what happens. Apparently, if Sean Payton doesn't take this job, then Jim Harbaugh will get it. My guess is he's going to end up leaving. That's my go-to. I think he really wants to go back to the NFL, and that's cool and really wants to. Maybe he feels like he got as far as he can at Michigan, and I'm not mad at him for that. But a decision, like I said, needs to be made sooner rather than later. The biggest thing, in my opinion, is that it's affecting this recruiting class. We finished inside the top 20 and 23. 24 is coming up. We're aiming for a 5-star guy named Jaden Davis, who Michigan's favored for. But if Harbaugh leaves, that could all change. But the faster he makes the decision, the sooner. You know, like I said, I hope he stays. You know, he's got 2 Big Ten titles back to back, 2 CFB appearances. But for me, as a Michigan fan, it's not good enough. We should be striving for national championships and trying to reach that goal. Now, I know we're not there yet, but we should at least been in the final. We have a long way to go with Georgia. Bama's going to be loaded again next year. Ohio State's still going to be a problem. And now I know we run a style that's conducive to being Ohio State, but for me, cool, we got there. But it's on to the next level and trying to level up. This Harbaugh situation is getting annoying, and it's getting just tedious, and it's getting rather than annoying, and the situation needs to come to a halt. And I'm going to call out Ward Manuel, who hasn't said a thing since the Michigan State situation. Hey, man, you need to say something, man, and have some balls to say something. You've been real quiet. Harbaugh wins that program, but when it comes time for you to make some decisions, you need to step up, Ward. And if you can't be the guy in our AD, then you got to go and get somebody in there who's a man who's going to make decisions and stand tall on them. Put your foot in the sand and make a decision rather than or not. Because, like I said, it was a productive season. It was a great season for this program. We got some guys coming back next year. We should be loaded and ready to go to make another good run in 23. But after that, I'm a little worried. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But this Harbaugh domino needs to fall sooner rather than later. Now, if he decides to move on, then I can talk about coaching candidates. I will say before I get out of here that I do not want him to be a Michigan man. It needs to be somebody outside of the program. Stop go against the grain and make some tough decisions and make some splashy hires and make some decisions. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But he needs to make a decision, like I said, sooner rather than later, so Michigan program can move on. We can focus on the 23 season instead of focusing on this nonsense that we continue to focus on every offseason for the last few years, especially after last season when he had an interview with the Minnesota Vikings. But let's keep this going. Let's keep this momentum on. Michigan needs to take advantage of this the success they're having on right now, and they haven't seemed to capitalize at the fullest potential, and it's gonna bite bad when it doesn't go the way they want. So take advantage of the opportunities when they are coming to you, and I hope that goodness comes out of this situation. But I had to get in my chest and talk about this Harbaugh thing. So we'll be back soon later to talk about some Michigan football. Only 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks after the season, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. It's your boy Adrian, and I'm out.